All right, guys. So the first thing we're going to do is we've already entered our data into our spreadsheet. Notice I have week one, two, three, four, five, six, seven already for you. So you're just entering your data into that B column there. My data is here. So I'm going to add it in. 9, 17, 6, 13. We'll put it right in the top. So week one is 9, 10, 10. Last three, which is 6, 31, 17. That's our data in order for all the weeks. So if we're entering our data, that's all we're doing. This first column here is going to represent my x-axis, my horizontal axis, and that B column there is going to represent my vertical axis, and that's my y-axis. Now, we have that in there. Second thing I want you to think about um, is finding the mean, median, mode, and range. Remember we talked about when finding the mean, median, mode, and range? Remember, I already have these listed for you, so you just have to go in the box next to it, the cell next to it, and remember we're always starting with that equal sign. So remember how we found the mean, the median, the mode, and the range. Remember for mean, we use average. We can click on it and then drag over our data. The only one I did want to remind you of is the range. Remember the range, your maximum value, your biggest value minus your smallest value. It's how spread apart your data is. You're gonna have to pick the biggest minus the smallest when you're finding your range. So here in the spreadsheet, I want you to find the mean, the median, the mode, and the range. Now, lastly, and I want to remind you of this, what you're going to do with this spreadsheet is you're going to select all of your data, and you are going to insert your chart. And remember, we're going to make a line chart, and I want you to remember to also put titles on your graph so that we have a graph. Once you've found the mean, the median, the mode, and the range, and you have made your chart within this spreadsheet, you can turn that in Google Classroom so that I can see the work that you did there. Now, in addition to that, I want you to take this data, and I'm going to write it down on a separate sheet. So we have 9, 17, 6, 17, 6, 31, 17, 6, 31, 17. So I have my weight gain across 7 weeks. Now, the second thing that I asked you to do was to take this data and organize it into a stem and leaf plot. So I'm just going to give you some quick pointers on that as a reminder. Remember when we're organizing into a stem and leaf plot, we're looking at our first digit, which in this case is always going to be our tens place. So we're looking at our stem is going to represent our tens place. And remember, if it's a single digit number like this, then the 10 is 0. So we're always looking at our tens place. And that's where we're going to end up in the stem. So we have a stem of 0, we have a stem of 1, we have a stem of 3. And remember we talked about last week that if there's an instance where your stems go from 0, 1 to 3, if they don't go in order, then we always still want to include that that extra stem. So it's okay and actually the best way if you put that 2 in there to represent the numbers in the 20s, even though we don't have any numbers in the 20s, that means we'll just leave our leaves open in the 20s. But then make sure to go through and include all of your numbers in that chart. Remember, we want our stem and leaf to be in order from smallest to biggest, and we want to include all of our data in there. So if you could do that on a separate sheet of paper and just email me a picture of that so that I can see your stem and leaf plot. So just a reminder again, you are taking your spreadsheet here. You've already entered in your data. You're finding the mean, the median, the mode, and the range right here in the spreadsheet. Then you're going to insert a chart, a line graph. You want to make sure that your chart has a title at the top, and it should have a title across the horizontal axis, the x-axis, and a title across the vertical axis, which is the y-axis. After you finish that, you're going to organize the amount of pounds that I gained each week into a stem and leaf plot, and you're going to email that to me. So I want you to think about all of this stuff because we're kind of taking everything that we've learned over the last couple weeks, and I'm asking you to do a lot of those things today. And let's kind of see what we know, and let's see what we're able to do and what we're not able to do, and make sure that you reach out if you have any questions.